Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices, and you can sign up for product alerts. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Many think that Diamonds was one of the best trick-taking games that have come out in the last decade, and I would agree with that. Well, now Mike Fitzgerald, who is the designer of Diamonds, is coming out with a standalone, sort of spiritual successor to that called Faux Diamonds, as in fake diamonds, and this is a trick-taking game with a twist. So let me give you a very quick high-level overview of the game, how the game works, and then I'll see you on the other side. Faux Diamonds is a trick-taking game designed by Mike Fitzgerald where you're trying to accumulate the most wealth by playing the markets right and get rich selling faux diamonds. In the game we have 4 suits of diamonds. We have the blue round, the black pair, the yellow trillion, and the pink princess. Players will play cards and, like standard trick-taking, follow suits if they can. And if all players played the same suit, the one that's played the highest number will win this trick. And the winner of that trick will look at the corresponding market for that diamond type and earn a certain amount of wealth depending on where this counter is. In this case, it's 1,000, so they'd get one of these. But then it always moves clockwise afterwards, so this specific diamond will make more and more money as the tricks go on for this diamond until it gets back to the beginning, where it will reset. And there's a fluctuating market for each of the diamond types, and they all feel a little different. Also, if in the next trick, let's say black pair diamonds were led, everyone followed because they had to, but if you don't have that suit, you can play any suit. And when you play off suit, you're able to immediately sell that diamond type on its corresponding market. This one started at 7, that was a great sale. The next person's only gonna get 1. And the winner of the lead suit still gets to sell it for that amount in that market. But let's say the yellow trillion diamond is ripe for the picking, it's gonna get a maximum of 7 for whoever sells that first. So this player confidently leads with the high value of that suit. Everyone else follows suit because they can, but the last player plays a faux diamond. This allows them to sell that diamond type right under that first player's nose, get the 7,000, it moves here, and the player that won the trick that led it will only get 1. But they'll at least get a consolation for getting an extra 1,000 for each faux diamond sold that round. Now, each game feels different because you can play with matched sets of the diamond tracks, like this is A, and there's A through J for all the diamonds. Or you can play with a randomized mixed set of letter types for each diamond. And certain sets will have specific rules for when it's on 0. Like set H, if you play off suit, sell your diamond for 5,000. But if you win the trick or play a faux diamond, you sell it for 0. Or getting 5,000 if you sell with an odd card, otherwise you sell it for 0. So with all these different diamond value tracks, each game will be a different puzzle. Faux Diamonds plays 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and takes 20 to 60 minutes to play. Alright, now before I get into sort of my review here, I want to preface a few things. Number one, I want to disclaim that this game is published by Eagle Gryphon Games, and I have recently been contracted to help them build vlogs on their own YouTube channel, and I've been doing that. And I also want to let you know that this game is on Kickstarter right now, and I don't typically review games that are on Kickstarter, but the reason why I want to do this one is because I've had a chance to really spend a lot of time with this game. Mike Fitzgerald is one of my favorite designers, and I love the game, and I want to tell you why. But I also want to be very clear that typically Kickstarter previews, those are contracted videos. They're commissioned videos where there's an exchange of usually monetary things pass, and videos are made for Kickstarter marketing. And I want to let you know that I'm offering an opinion here, and I never ever offer opinions on any video that I'm compensated for in any way. And so I want to let you know that I was not compensated for this review, even though this game is on Kickstarter. In fact, it was my idea. They didn't even know I was going to do the review. This was all my idea. They didn't ask me to do a review, but I wanted to do it because I'm a huge fan of Mike Fitzgerald. I'm a board game content creator, but I am a fan of just like the same types of people that you are. And so I'm excited about this. I'm excited to have an early copy. It's always fun to be one of the early flag bearers of games, and I think this is going to be one of the best card games that comes out this year. Let me tell you why. This is a standard trick-taking game, but it's got a twist. That's how I like my trick-taking games. I like it to be pretty much normal standard trick-taking with a little twist that just makes everything just go on its head, and that's what I feel this is. I also love fluctuating markets. I love economic games. I love trying to time things. I love just the timeliness of that and the way that the fluctuating market works in this game is just streamlined and brilliant. For example, you will slough to try to time the markets, right? The unit might be on a really good number and you're just like, well, good, I've run out of that suit already. Boom, I'm gonna slough and I'm gonna get the 7. Haha, now the next person, you know, they're gonna get a 1 maybe, right? And so timing that and it's like stealing that good value, seeing that good play, even when it's not you, you're like, oh man, nice play. I wish I could have done that, you know? And it's really fun to sort of sneak in and take some of those big ones because sometimes players are leading with tricks that also are in the market very, very, you know, expensive right now. They want to get that money, and so you're trying to lead with that. And so other players might be able to, oh, you know what? I'm going to play a faux diamond. You think you're going to win with that 13 of the yellow diamonds? Nope. I'm going to get it with my faux diamond. So it's like you can sneak attack sometimes too. And there's not that many faux diamond cards. It doesn't happen too often. But when it does and they're nicely played, it's just like everyone kind of just looks at the tails like, yeah, nice play. Yeah, I saw that coming, you know. But you never know exactly who has what cards and what ones are out there. I love at the beginning of the round, and this happens in many trick-taking games, but this one is even more interesting, where you pass a certain amount of cards to somebody. And in this game, it's interesting because not only are you thinking like normally like, oh, I want to get rid of this one because I'm almost out of that suit, and that will give me more flexibility of sloughing, and that's really good in this game. But it's also like, well, I'm going to put down a specific suit because at the end of the round, I'm going to be able to score wherever that market is. And it's like, as it gets closer and closer, you can try to set things up knowing what suits people have and what they don't have. Try to get it to the point where it's on a spot that is going to be beneficial to you. And there's different types of markets. Like the blue one is really steady, right? And some of the other ones are very swingy. And so it's like, do I just want to, hey, roll the slot machine and put it on the swingy one just to see what might come up? Or do I want to just kind of be steady? So there's like multiple layers of depth of even like what cards you pass at the beginning of the rounds. And I love that aspect of it. The variability of the markets each game is awesome. Again, I just mentioned some general things about certain markets, but there's so many different boards. And you can either like play with a standardized set, like all A's, all B's, all C's, whatever, or you can totally randomize it. And the game has like almost unlimited replayability and variability because of that. And I love that. I also love the special abilities of the 0 spots on those where you could bring out the cards. And hey, you know what? If this is on a 0, this has a special ability. And it's things that you can add. And this brings me to the next point. It flows right into it, which is like this game is easily accessible. So easy, in fact, that I think this is actually easier to teach than the original Diamonds game. Because you don't have to teach all the different actions. Even though those are simple, this is like, nope, get the value, then push it forward. That's it. Like, this is easy to teach, but it also has great depth, and you add in those different abilities. Gamers are gonna love this too. My whole group was just like, whoa, this game's amazing. When's it coming out? On the negative side of things, I am not a fan of black bordered cards. Now, granted, this game, it's not, nothing here is final, right? So this is on Kickstarter, so anything can change. Anything I showed you in that video, anything I talk about here. But the backs of the cards are black. And generally speaking, I don't like that because over time, if you play card games a lot, they'll end up getting nicked and they just don't look as nice. And so it's not a big deal, but I mean, I'm doing a review here, and so I want to tell you what I liked about the game and things that I didn't like about the game. And so the only thing I don't like about the game is the black bordered cards. That's personal preference. You might not mind them. Even one of my favorite games, Baseball Highlights 2045, has black bordered cards, and I've sleeved all those, which I don't typically sleeve. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you what I thought about Diamonds, Faux Diamonds, because it is, it's definitely going to be on the short list when it comes time at the end of the year to start thinking about card game of the year for sure. This is an instant classic, and Mike Fitzgerald, who is like the master of card games, and he's a brilliant game designer, has done it again. So even though this is a game that's not really out yet, it's just on Kickstarter, I'm still, because of how much I love this game, I know when it comes out, it's definitely staying in the collection, so it is getting a Saxophone Serenade. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games, and helping you on the next one you'll love. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Many think one of the best trick-taking blah.